All the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Good evening. Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you all had a good holiday. Another milestone in our weekly, daily, monthly, yearly reset cycle that we seem to be on. Let's see, we got a bunch in here tonight. We got Roseanne Massman. We've got, nope, it wasn't me, Boring Sandwich. Roseanne Massman again. Look at that. She's in there twice. How about that shit? No. Let's see, ZXL Master, Austin Murphy, and others. It's kind of, I wanted to do this stream because I had something come across on Twitter to me today, and it reminded me a lot of another thing that I saw recently. I don't know how many of y'all out there are familiar with a channel by the name of High Impact Flicks, but he recently covered somebody who had slandered an auditor. He's not really an auditor, so to speak, but he stands outside with a sign that says, "God bless the homeless vets." And it's often people mistake that he is panhandling when indeed he's not. And there was some really underhanded journalism that took place by somebody who covered this channel by trying to associate him with panhandlers and people that are a fraud and things like that. And so I thought that was pretty neat, because Brian came to the defense and said, hey, let's look at this. There's a lot of ad hominem going on here. There's a lot of speculation, and there's a lot of deceitful wording going on. And so I ran across this video today that came across on my Twitter, and it's by Keeping It Criminal. And I've talked to Keeping It Criminal. He's a nice enough guy, seems like. But apparently he teamed up on a video about another channel. He teamed up with Frauditor Troll, and they did a breakdown. And the name of the video is called Amagansett Press Exposed. Now, this is, let's look at that title right there, because of course, people, you're going to try to title a video so that you can get as much views as possible with it. That's the way I would go. Now, if any of you, if you're not familiar with Amagacic Press, let me just show you what he does real quick here. So I'm going to share that. We'll go under Microsoft Edge. And there we go. Okay. So this is Amagacic Press. This is his YouTube channel. Mostly what it is him and his son, and for the most part, his wife. I think it's the three of them. They just kind of travel around. They've been traveling around the entire country, and they film various post offices. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, what do you got to film a post office? What's that got to prove with your rights or anything else like that? I don't know. Once they tell you can't do this here, and then we're going to denote that area there. What I think is funny about it is the people that get freaked out about the post offices being filmed are totally unaware that the post office has got 7 or 8 fucking cameras in the ceiling and walls pointed all at you, but they're not worried about that. Anyway, the accusations that came up were, let me see if I can change this over here. Well, we'll just take a look at it and I'll show you. I mean, I just think it's kind of shitty the way that this was done. It's all speculation. And I'm going to stop as it goes. Hopefully, let's see, we can get this going. All right, let's just go. Let me pull it up bigger. Anyways, cool intro. I love his intro. I love it. But see, right off the bat, something that throws up a red flag to me is when right off the bat, frauditor. That's like painting a broad brush over everybody. You're taking it down to your lowest common denominator, and you're painting everybody with that brush. And then that term soft sit. Well, you all know where that sits with me. I already know. You already know where that sits with me. That's just a dumb word. It's like dehydrated water. Anyway.
Hey, welcome back to Keeping It Criminal. I am Kick, and today with me, I have Frauditor Troll. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me over.
Super glad to have you in my neck of the galaxy. Now, this is a slightly different format as we're working together. This is going to be one of our first collaborations together, and hopefully many more in the future. But today, we are taking a look at somebody we have not heard from in the past couple of months. And you might be saying, well, Kick, why are you covering this guy? Well, it's not necessarily this guy, but the information about him. That's right. We're talking about Amagacic Press. Now, a lot of you might think that Amagacic Press does a decent job when it comes to his audits. But one of the things that you do not know is how his audits actually take place.
Okay. This is where you're going to start running into some problems right here. What you don't know is how his audits actually take place. He's going to expose this. Ready?
You see, I have it on very good authority and from a confirmed source that used to be in that community that Amagacic Press isn't all he seems to be. That nice demeanor at the beginning, describing the weather, the location that he's at, talking about what type of tyrants will we find inside today. Not necessarily what happens before the camera turns on.
I'm going to stop it right there. First off, okay, I have it from a reliable source within the community, as though this is some kind of a corporation, like auditors are all in some kind of a club or some kind of a fucking corporation. There must be some kind of a hierarchy involved or something, I guess. But anyway, a whistleblower within the community. Now, remember what I told you, that he and his son and his wife travel around in an RV, right? So he's saying that he goes into the post office and pisses off these people before he comes outside and does the film and says, oh, it's such and such a degrees here in whatever, Prescott, Arizona, and there's Old Glory flying high. So he says that he knows for a fact from a reliable source that somehow knows this. Okay, and we're going to get this. I'm going to break down how that could be nothing more than fucking total bullshit to begin with. I'm going to break that right now. Because if you've watched Amagansett Press, he doesn't always get a bad reaction. He never says, let's go see what kind of tyrants we see inside. He may say, let's see if we run into any tyrants inside. Secondly, when authorities, quote unquote, are called, they're not there because he went in there and started a ruckus with these people and then started filming. They're there because someone said he was filming, and it's usually a customer. Okay? So this right here, I would fact check your source, Kick. I really would fact check your source. I would say, well, what do you hang out with Amagansett Press? I've never seen you hanging around with him. I've never seen you do any audits with him. How do you know that he does this? Do you have any video of this occurring? And why would the order of events, like I just mentioned, be so out of fucking order? You mean the police get called after? So he goes in and starts a ruckus and pisses these people off, and they don't call the police. And then when he comes in and doesn't say anything and just has a camera, then somebody calls the police. Think about what you're saying, Kick. Come on.
I can't believe it. You're telling me that Amagansett Press is not a nice guy?
Oh, of course not. And if you...
How do you know anything about Amagansett Press? You mean to tell me that Amagansett Press is not a nice guy? How in the fuck would you know what kind of a guy he is at all? This is all based on the fact that you get bent out of shape if anybody bucks the status quo when the status quo is wrong. This is all it comes down to. You got your panties in a wad because of something that somebody else does. And you're going to make up shit. So now you're making up that he's not a nice guy. You don't know if he's a nice guy. He's not a nice guy. You don't know anything about him. This is all assumptions and speculation. But people are going to watch this fucking video and they're going to go, oh, did you hear about Amagansett Press? And all of this is just the speculative opinions of these two people based on a source that may or may not exist without receipts. And even when you look at could the source be credible? Well, I just showed you no. That'd be like you asking me, what is Paul Unslaved about? Because we happen to have some of the same views. I know everything about Paul Unslaved. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Take it on his word alone. I mean, you would imagine everybody he comes into contact with must be an asshole. Well, that's not true.
That's absolutely not true. And you wouldn't come under that assumption at all if you've ever watched his videos, because he posts them all. Sometimes he has good interactions. Sometimes he has bad interactions. And he calls it out when they do give a good interaction. He gives praise to it. So don't start like that. Don't even go like that. I doubt that you've really even watched anything. And if you have, you're really cherry picking some shit. You really are. I got to call you out on that, Kick. I'm sorry. Same with you, Frauditor Troll. Shame on both of you.
You see, when you go inside of the location first and stir up the hornet's nest by cursing out everyone inside, then going outside to get your camera so that way you can stage this.
If indeed somebody did that, sure, that would be bad. But do you have any evidence? We don't even see any evidence of that. You've never seen anybody say, hey, there's that guy that was in here before causing a bunch of trouble. You don't see that, do you? No. Why? Did you ever ask yourself that? Why? I think your source is full of shit, if you indeed have a source. This sounds like you made up a lot of shit. All of this does. Shame on both of you all. Both of you. This is really disheartening to me, because I've talked to you, Kick, and that's really some disheartening shit. No, it's not like assuming Biden isn't demented. We have evidence of that. We have evidence of that. None of the shit that they're saying right here is there any fucking evidence of. Come on, Mr. B, wake up.
This whole tyrannical event, well, that's what makes for clicks and views.
So just so I got it straight and have people understand. So you have insider knowledge that Amagansett Press goes inside, pisses people off as much as he can, and then starts recording. Like, that would explain a lot.
Well, of course. I mean, how else are you going to find tyrants everywhere you go?
There again, straw man argument, bro. He didn't find that, and you're going to point that out here in just a minute, a little while later in this thing. You contradict yourself, Kick, because you show a video that does nothing more than give a good review of a fucking post office and highlights the way that people in New England's accent is. So you just busted yourself out, bro.
Sticks to that old axiom. If everywhere you go, you find assholes, maybe the asshole is you.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned you have a source. Obviously, no good journalist would reveal their sources. That's, not good for ethics, and then people won't trust you. But you have vetted this source, and you know for a fact that this is factual, right?
Absolutely. The individual that I'm speaking of, and I have come at odds in the past. However, they have changed their ways. They've exited because of the lack of transparency.
They've changed their ways and decided to take a big mouthful of fucking boot polish because they've decided it's okay to have your rights eroded away little by little, and that it's okay to tell other people what the fuck they can and can't do, even if they're not causing loss, injury, or harm. Kiss my dick.
In that community, and as such have been very kind to share with me that information.
How would they get that information, Kick? Are they riding around in the fucking RV with Amagassett? Why don't you get some postal employees? Why don't you he's gone to every one of these fucking postal employees. If you called any of these post offices and said, hey, has this guy come in there and riled you guys up before that occurred? Did you bother doing any of that? I bet you didn't. You check your information about as good as Chili does. Did you bother calling any of those post offices and saying, hey, is this really what occurred? Did you double check your source? I think you're full of shit, bro.
Yeah, that's great. So just so we're clear before we go to the next topic, all his shit is staged.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what I was thinking, because he often has people that show up and they're like, hey, I'm against the press, and they're like pretend to recognize him, and it felt like
there again, they pretend to recognize him. So he's saying that when people run up on him, now let's take a look at his channel. Let me just look at his channel real quick. Amagassett Press says 363,000 subscribers. Okay. So I would imagine that probably from time to time, and he's pretty distinctive looking, he has a red beard, right? I would imagine that from time to time, people may recognize him doing his shtick, right? Doing his thing. And say, hey, I watch your channel. And of course, you're going to include that in your video. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't include that in their video, right? But what they're insinuating is that he's actually paying people, okay? He's actually paying people to say those things so he could include them in his video. Okay, but it gets worse than that. Frauditor Troll's going to say, or it could be other auditors that are there doing the same thing, and they just say that for him. And it's like, yeah, because all the other, 13 or 14 videos of the people auditing the fucking Prescott, Arizona post office on the same day, right? Dipshit stuff. And people are going to watch this. They're going to listen to it. They're going to believe it. And it's really not only disingenuous, I think it's downright motherfucking evil. And this ain't the only channels that do this shit, man. They go right to the ad hominem. They don't cover the whole story. They use, I have a reliable source. Well, how reliable could that source be? I just told you the situation around these people in their filming, right? You mean to tell me somebody that follows him around, you never did bother checking back with any of the fucking postal employees, any of the post offices, even the postmasters, and saying, hey, when this video took place and you were in it, I'm curious, did he come in and actually rile you people up first? No, you just went with some shit that may or may not have been told to you, or based it off of some goddamn fried egg assumption that you have.
They're staged actors. It doesn't feel genuine whatsoever. I thought that maybe he posted ads on Craigslist in a certain town before he showed up. Any thoughts on that? On the actual people that pretend to recognize him?
It wouldn't.
How about, hey, the 1990s called and Craigslist hasn't been a thing for fucking years, retard. That's what I would say. But I digress.
Surprise me that he would actually pay people to come and show up. I mean, we've heard that come out about different groups in the news and things of that nature. But looking at the size of his channel, the number of views that he gets, the amount of ad revenue, and of course, not to mention the off-platform donations he receives. I mean, this guy could afford to pay for these actors to show up. And who's to say some of these actors aren't auditors who were there working on his story as well?
Yeah,
you're shitting me.
understand what
It was who's to say that it wasn't? Well, let's do some deductive reasoning, Kick. Let's do some deductive reasoning, wanting to keep everything criminal. Let's take a look at that. When in that one particular video, did you look and see if there were maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 other channels that had audits of that same fucking thing? Do you think people audit from their car as they're driving by? I mean, do you think about these things before you say them? Come on. Somebody just said, what's the difference with him talking about chili? Chili's an easy mark. We can all look at chili. We can watch chili. We don't just have to we don't make wild assumptions. Everything about him is right out there in the open. He lets you have it. This right here, I haven't heard one factual thing said. Not one fucking factual thing has been said in this video so far. That's 4 minutes. I'm going to, okay, and cut out 3 minutes. All right, let's see if there's any factual shit that comes out, any receipts. Because I'm sorry, you say some shit like that, you got to show some fucking receipts.
you're saying. And when you're talking about the off-platform, I think you're referring to the e-begging campaign on GoFundMe, correct?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you mix anything else in, be it PayPal, Cash App, Venmo.
Yeah. So I find
That's right. That's right. How dare Amagansett Press? He's only got that channel up there. The only reason he's got that channel up there is so that he can make money through Venmo and PayPal and all that other shit, right? I happen to notice that Keeping It Criminal, you have a link to your merch store and where you can get tips. And if I'm not mistaken, oh, look here. What is this thing on here too? Show support with super thanks. So what the fuck are you doing, bro? What the fuck are you doing? Especially using a clickbait title like Amagansett Press Exposed. You haven't exposed anything except some fried egg bullshit with no receipts. Let's watch it.
it's surprising with the amount of dough that he's making, which is like, oh, like, anyways, why don't we just pull it up? Oh no, it won't be accurate because he hasn't posted in 2 months. So Social Blade won't be able to give us a rough estimate, but he's making money hand over fist, like hand over fist.
Yeah.
If we take a look here, let me just
let's see. What did we see? What did we see with him?
So
363,000
maybe
subscribers,
$7,000 per million view. I think that's a fair estimate, right?
That could very well be. I think that's a conservative estimate, and especially with the fact that if he's doing any live streams, we're also not seeing what revenue he's getting from super chats, super thanks, PayPal donations, the GoFundMe.
Yeah, and the fact.
Now, I want y'all to keep in mind, what relevance would how much Amagansett Press makes be? I mean, he's got 363,000 fucking subscribers. You can go to Social Blade and look me up, and according to them, I'm making a fucking killing. I'm not. Not even a dent. Okay. So that's about bullshit. Let's go to Keeping It Criminal Social Blade and see what they're making. I mean, does it really fucking matter? If the guy's putting out content, people want to see it. You have to show some receipts. That's not a receipt. Just because the guy makes money, that's not a receipt. A lot of people on here make money. Kate makes money. You make money. Frauditor Troll, I believe you make money too. I make money. Ironton Auditor makes money. That's what the fuck this thing's all about. People make money. Okay? So what?
That he has the nerve to do a GoFundMe is mind-blowing. Like, to help him keep on the road. He's on the road thanks to this ad revenue. Complete.
Are you kidding me? Wow. I don't know where to go with this.
So yeah,
but it's okay. Hold on. It's okay because it's okay to have a GoFundMe to hire some blood-sucking lawyer to defend yourself or defend somebody else against some fucking retard asshat that rides around in his van. That's okay. But him doing the same thing to get gas money for his RV to go around the country and finish more of these videos, he's not charging anybody for his videos. He asks for it freely. Nobody's guilted into giving it to him. But I guess if people want to see the content and want to help him, they're free to do that. That's the neat thing about voluntary contracts. But that's right. You're against voluntary contracts, Kick. You're against voluntary. You don't think that people should voluntarily enter into contracts. You believe that the government needs to be involved there somewhere. I forgot about that. But anyway, let's go.
It's insane news. Like, I'm surprised it hasn't come up before that all his audits are fake. And you know what happens to the credibility when someone realizes that their content is fake?
Yeah, it does. And it's funny that up until this moment, the speculation and fried egg thoughts of you and keeping it criminal are the only time I've ever heard that his videos are fake. Why go through you? Why didn't this fucking auditor that's come clean, that's come to the other side or whatever the fuck, this guy you made up, why don't he make his own fucking video? Why does he got to go through you? Be all secret fucking squirrel. Surely he would be embraced into the arms of your community. Come on.
Like,
don't bullshit me, man.
Look at the prank channels, right? I'm sure you're familiar with some of the prank channels. As soon as they were exposed as fake, their channels went downhill. Mm-hmm. So maybe I'm Against the Press took that as a sign to just quit while he's ahead, right?
Or perhaps something has happened within his family or in his life. You don't know. No explanation. And you can't just go making up explanations. So let me get this straight. You just now come out with a video saying that his shit is fake. And therefore that makes it so. And that's why he hasn't made a video in 2 months. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Could very well be. I mean, that's the way I look at auditor channels. It's the same thing as a prank channel. It's just under the disguise of First Amendment.
Yes, exactly. Cool. So I wanted to take a look at what his viewers are saying about all this, because now they haven't heard from him in about 2 months. So they're pissed. They're pissed. They've invested probably money, so much time watching this crap that now they're pissed. They want to know what's up. So why don't we take a look at the messages?
All right, here's an idea. I have a channel and I don't owe anybody a fucking explanation for anything, ever. I can decide to not ever make a motherfucking video ever again. And you know what? I don't have to say shit to anybody. You see, I don't owe anybody any fucking thing. I don't know where you people get this idea. Here's how this works, Kick and Frauditor Troll. You run your motherfucking channel the way you think you should run it. How about that? And if you're against people making money off their fucking website, you take that goddamn thing down there off your fucking page to make money. You demonetize yourself. Practice what you preach, Chief.
So this is on his latest community post, and it's from 2 months ago. So the biggest message is from one of their supporters. It says, you would think with how much support they get, the least they can do is provide an update. Now, what do you think about that? It's true that, do you think that his viewers are owed an answer?
No. Nobody's owed anything. I don't know where you fucking people get this dumb shit.
I would think so, because when you're running a YouTube channel and you're gaining revenue from it, you're running a business, right? And your
Yes.
consumers are your viewers. Now, whether or not, what you use that money for, that falls outside of the scope. The reality is that if you are a creator and you're going to stop creating, let your people know. I took a break a few weeks ago, and I let people know. And you know what? It's come down to when
There again, Kick, good for you. You know, we know you were the first one to raise your hand and shit. You probably narked out everybody else in the class. I know your type, dude. Man, holy shit. You're so much worried about what everybody else is doing. You know what? The only people that are always worried about what other fucking people are doing, or anybody that's not just going with the flow like a dead goddamn fish, those people are scared shitless. And that's why this upsets them. That's exactly why this upsets them. Freedom scares them. They need the warm bosom of their surrogate parents. They need the warm bosom of their government mommy and daddy. That's why.
I want to make content, and people understand when they come to my channel, it's a joyous thing for me to create a video, to do a live stream, and spend that time with them, because this is a hobby for me. But guys like Amagansett Press, this is their job. This is
their
what
life.
they do. That's their life. So
Yeah.
if you're posting your life every day, all the things that you do, and
he's not posting his life and everything he does. He's posting audits of fucking post offices and other such facilities that are tax funded. Do you think that's his entire life? No. And of course, if his revenue is coming from his channel and that is indeed his job, doesn't he have the right to quit that job anytime he wants? Who is he actually working for? You? No. He's working for himself. Okay? Y'all people need to get a fucking grip on what reality is, man. You're really heavy duty. It's getting really bad.
then you go dark for 2 months, that's just not, it doesn't bode well for a consumer standpoint.
Yeah, and it's showing here in the comments. So we'll read a couple of them.
Yeah, watch this. Watch
So
the
one
ones
guy
they
says,
skip.
"Did you both give it up?" Another guy says, "No worries, they'll be back." And then here, take a look at the third one. It says, "Rest in peace, Jason." So now it got to such a point.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the one that they don't look at down here, the one that's all in caps. Notice they didn't bother reading this one that says, ironically, funny how some people here in the comments are so mad and demanding when Amagansett Press videos consist of, in part, challenging people who, like clockwork, come up to them demanding to know what they are doing and demanding answers. Boom. He won't read that one. Why? Because this is selective fucking journalism. It's not even journalism. This shit wouldn't make it into the fucking National Enquirer. This kind of fucking speculative shit.
That nobody knows what's going on with them. That now people think that he may have passed, and there's no updates. Like if it did happen, I'm sure Ben would say something, right?
I would imagine. Why is it that
you do a lot of
they
imagining.
both have not said anything for that period of time? Now, granted, if something big was to happen, you see this all the time with, popular people or with movie stars, hey, there's been a illness in the family or a passing in the family. Would you please respect our privacy during this time?
Yeah.
And you would expect to see something like that.
Yeah.
And now you're getting speculation. And this is the unfortunate part of social media, is you're going to end up with these rumors that start to pop up. And I want to be the first to say that neither I or Frauditor Troll here know for a fact anything that's going on with Amagansett for these last 2 months.
No, we don't. And we can only speculate. In my last video on him,
your entire fucking video is speculation. And it's not even good speculation because I ripped it right apart. You claimed that you know for a fact that Amagansett Press goes into the post office, pisses off the people inside, then comes out and casually mentions the time and temperature and shows the American flag, and he puts on a persona of being a nice guy, but he's not. He's really an evil guy. And he just came out of there before doing that, and he'd just gone in there and pissed off and ruined everybody's fucking day. And so he's going to act like he's all innocent. And that's how come none of the people ever in his videos say, oh my God, you're back again, or why are you back here, or anything else like that. They don't say that at all, do they? No, they don't. I wonder why. Are they all paid actors too, Kick? Are they paid actors, fraud or troll? Jesus goddamn Christ. Really? You guys are actually going to put this shit out here? And you know what the worst part is? There's people that are fucking stupid enough to believe this shit. This is why the Inquirer sells. Come on, y'all.
Was talking about an arrest from 2 years ago, the arrest that he tried to bury, the one that where he was caught at I think it was a Planned Parenthood or a health facility. He had 2 guns, a knife, and he wouldn't leave. And then he got arrested. Him and his son. He got charged with, I think it was aiding the criminality of a minor, amongst other charges. Now, I was speculating that he might have been facing, his trial for this, and that's why he was quiet. But some people said the charges were dropped. He never flexed about it. And, if he gets charges dropped and he files a lawsuit, you best believe he's going to flex about it.
What if he gets charges dropped and doesn't file a lawsuit about it? I don't know. There again, you're still speculating. And what has that got to do with anything? Did he fake that arrest or something? Is that part of the fraud that you're trying to expose here now? Is that what it is? So if this arrest that supposedly took place at an abortion clinic and he was carrying 2 guns and a knife, you sure he didn't have a bazooka too? Are you sure? Maybe a battleship parked around behind the corner, or God forbid, an assault rifle. Oh, scary black rifles. Dude, are you a man at all? Really? Listen to the way this guy talks about a gun. This is what this will tell you everything right there. Listen.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to be asking for money from anybody that believes in him to get lawyers and to pay for legal fees. And not to mention, just to touch on that a little bit, isn't that like the worst place to show up with a weapon? I mean,
a health facility.
Yeah, a place where they're murdering babies is a bad place to show up with a weapon. Unless it's a fucking vacuum suction and a coat hanger or some shit, then I guess it's not a... Just shut the fuck up.
If you think about it, if it was like Planned Parenthood or a feminine health facility, they had threats to those facilities in prior decades. Yeah. People were showing up and lighting them on fire and things like that. That's not a smart idea. I mean, this is Floyd level ignorance of the facts.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, he's going to where he's going to get a reaction. There's a reason why they choose.
That's not true either. He goes to places and he gets no reaction. He's gone to places before and he's got good reactions. That's not true. You there again, broad brush painting everything. Dude, I've been watching Amagassett Press for a few years. And the shit that you're saying is you're making it up. You are absolutely making it up.
Jewelry stores to stick their camera in front of instead of bagel shops, because they know that jewelry store owners are on edge when it comes to robberies.
Because that's what robbers do. That's the best way to case out a jewelry store, is to obviously stand in a window. And what are you talking about anyways? But that's what you're going to do. You're going to stand there with a camera and case out a joint when you could go inside and act like you're shopping. I mean, some of the shit these people come up with, man. What the fuck? Keeping it criminal, welcome to the show. What's up? Where did you get this crap from, bro?
Wow, Merry Christmas. I wasn't, expecting to be cussed out.
Well, I'm not cussing you out. I'm just saying, you're not being cussed out. I'm just saying, dude, that's some heavy-duty shit to be laying out with absolutely no receipts, 100% speculation,
Well, okay, so let's walk through it.
Let's
Point by
let's
point.
walk through that.
Okay. So the first item that we covered in the video regarding how Amagansett Press handles his audits,
Mm-hmm.
I actually got that information from a prior 1A auditor that has left that community within the last few months.
Okay, that's where I want to stop you right there. So this is what it is. There's all the auditors all know each other.
No,
And
this is an
they're all
auditor
familiar with
that
each other. How is Amagansett Press's channel, which has really got no fixed location? How is it associated with this so-called other auditor that has come to the light side, as you might say?
No, it's not about coming to any side. This other auditor actually left that community because of the lack of transparency.
Well,
and
wait
the
a
fact-
second. Hold on. Wait, what do you mean
Okay.
community? What are you talking about a community?
I'm using heavy air quotes there. There's
Yeah,
not
I know
really
it's
much of a
real heavy.
community,
That's
but
that would make it assume that it's like
Sovereign Soul, can we get to the
Walmart.
point on what it is that you've got a bone
That's
to pick
one of
about?
the things I'm trying to get. How would your source even have any fucking idea? Okay, there's other
Because my
channels
source audited with him. My source has been
When?
around him for months.
He's never got anybody in his other videos other than his son. So it either had to be his son or it's not somebody who's out there hanging out with him.
Totally cool, man. Look, I have a source who was an auditor that does not want to be identified.
Okay.
Now, all the auditors get to go and say, hey, I'm working on a story and I can't really talk about it. But now, the moment I have a source,
No,
a
it's
trusted
not it at all.
source
Look, it would
that
be
gives
easy
me
to
this
deduce.
information,
It would be easy
then
to
I'm
deduce,
speculating.
Dick. It would be easy to deduce. I could go through his entire fucking catalog of videos, and I guarantee you that the number of videos he has where he's auditing with somebody else are very, very small, if I could find any at all.
Do you
Okay?
not realize
See,
that a
listen,
majority...
for the last year or so, he's been traveling around
Great.
with his son and wife in an RV. Okay, so this person wasn't with him. I've never seen any of the postal employees go calling the police because he'd been in there causing a ruckus. They always call after what we see.
You know
see
what?
I'm
If
saying?
you want to go after the individual that gave me the information, go after authority.
No,
check.
I don't want to go after
No, it's
anybody. I want to
authority
go
check.
after fraudulent shit.
Go after
You can't just
authority
put out
check.
shit without receipt.
I went
can't put out shit
through
without
a
receipts,
trusted
Dick.
source. Authority check
Trusted
has
by
been
who?
in the-
Trusted is speculative.
Oh,
Trusted,
of course.
Well, don't you think it is? There are people that trust CNN. I don't trust CNN.
Oh, okay. So now it's about fake news.
No, it's
Can
about,
we stick to the
it's
topic,
about
Sovereign Soul?
subjective. It's about subjectiveness, Kick.
Yeah, and the
The
whole
whole
idea
of trusted.
this.
The whole idea of trusted.
Are you going to
there's
let
a-
me
that's-
like address
well, yeah,
the
if
things
you'll
that
let me give you
you've already
if-
claimed here tonight?
Okay, wait a second though. What I'm saying is that for a trusted source, okay, trusted by who?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I trust this source, as this source has not only provided me with this information, but other information that I've been able to vet. So
Well,
I have to
how
say
did you
that if
vet-
they
how
feed
did you
me,
vet that? Let me ask you this then:
if
how
they
did you
feed me
vet?
truthful information, then I have a source that is going to continue to give me truthful information because they want transparency and they want
Okay,
the same
so
things I
that's
want.
what I'm getting at. How do you know that that's the truth? What receipts were you given that showed that this was an
I'd
actual
be more
fact?
than happy to get more information on that, and I can
Well,
tell
yeah,
you
that's
right
what
now
I'm saying.
that
I mean, like, did
if you
talk to
listen, if you give me a second to answer your fucking question,
all right,
okay?
go for it.
He has spoken directly with Amagansett Press. Amagansett has laid out his entire process for handling all of this. I actually have the messages directly from AC stating what Amagansett Press does, which is why AC stepped away. There are many like him in their group, their ideal, that do the same thing. They stage this. It is all about the clicks, views, and the response and reactions. Now,
All right, wait,
he may
see,
have
now,
some
hold up.
positives.
See, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. You're
Doing
doing it
what?
again. You realize what you're doing?
What am I
You're
doing?
trying to lump all auditors into one
I'm
bucket. Yes, you are.
I'm
Absolutely,
not.
you are. You're making claims that you have no receipts on. None.
I just
You-
told
you
you I
have
have
no
the
receipts on any-
information.
Have you talked to any of the
You'd
postal
rather just
employees?
cut me off.
Well, have you talked to any of the postal employees?
Would you rather just cut me off or let me
No, I
answer
would rather
questions?
you answer
You
my
have
question.
questions, but you won't let me answer them.
All right. Well, you're not answering them.
I'm not answering them to the way that you want me to answer them.
Amagansett Press.
Amagansett Press is a piece of shit who stages his audits. That's the answer.
He's a piece of shit that stages his audits.
Yes.
You know what? I think that you've got a biased opinion.
No, because
yes, you do. Because you have no receipts. You didn't bother to check any of this. You've not spoken to any post office.
I've identified the source. Ass wipes in the chat. It's authority check.
Have you spoken to any of the post office people?
I have gone through. I have not spoken to the post office people, Sovereign Soul. What I have done is I've gone through with people who are were in good with them, who have had that explained to them as well as others within their grouping.
So it's all
people
hearsay.
Who were heavy. People who were heavy in that friend.
Heard it from a friend.
No, not a friend.
Heard it from a friend.
He's not a friend.
He's a source. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
There's a big difference. No, you want to keep using metaphors. Let's use the facts. The facts are, I heard it from an auditor who worked with multiple auditors who work with Amagansett Press, who told all of them how he stages this shit. It's the same thing as the backroom discussions BSBT had with fucking Michigan Constipated Crusader and that other jackwagon that was with him about how they want to
now see, look at you got to go right to the ad hominem with these people, and that's just fucked up anyway.
Oh, okay, of course, because we're going over the speculation that his own people are making about his
just
channel
told me
and stating that we don't want to speculate like them.
You said you got it from somebody who got it from other people.
I got it from authority check.
Other person
who is in good with other auditors, who were in good with Amagansett, who told them his process.
So it's all hearsay. You don't have any.
It's multiple people who have heard it from his mouth.
What multiple people? The only multiple people I've heard say this is you and fucking Frauditor Troll.
You want to know why? Because they want to preserve the fucking facade, so that way they can pretend it's about First Amendment.
Facade of what?
They're pretending it's about First Amendment.
Are you fucking kidding me, Kik?
No, I'm not. It's the truth.
Get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit. You can't actually believe that.
The camera for them is a fucking prop. It's not.
You've got to be fucking kidding me,
It's a prop. The gun he carries is a prop. It's all for staging.
What's wrong with the gun? What's wrong with the gun he carries?
There's nothing wrong with the gun. I carry guns.
I carry a gun too.
I own guns.
Then what the fuck are you talking about? Then
it's called
Your
common
belt's a prop.
sense.
Your hat's a prop. You won't even show yourself on camera. That's
camera.
A cartoon is a prop.
The camera's a fucking prop. It's a guise so that way they could keep the idea about First Amendment when it has nothing to do with the First Amendment. It has to do with them creating a problem with the public.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. What is the problem?
The problem is that they're walking in to garner a response, not to report.
No, wait a second. Hold on. They walk into the post office. I walk into the post office all the time.
Yeah, okay? And I don't fucking record it like an asshole.
Well, wait a second. The videos I've seen, nobody's acting like an asshole. The guy goes in, waits in line.
Well, you're apparently not watching a lot of videos, Sovereign Soul.
I've watched a lot of his videos, and I don't see any evidence.
I said a lot of videos. He's not the only one.
Well, why are you lumping him in with everyone else?
I'm not lumping him in with everyone else. I'm lumping him in with the bad auditors.
Wait a second. We're talking about Amagansett Press.
Yes,
you're talking about other people. You're talking about some other people.
I'm talking about Amagansett Press, a bad auditor who is lumped in with
a bad auditor. How is he a bad auditor?
Because he wants a response. He doesn't want to report.
Wait a second. He doesn't always get a response. I've seen that several times too. The video still goes.
He's done it several times. What percentage would you say? Have you watched every one of his videos?
I would say it's probably around 30-40%.
You've watched every one of his videos.
I've watched a great many of them, yes.
Of videos that he has.
Kik, you're full of shit.
I'm asking you a legitimate question. No, you want me to answer your question. You haven't watched all of his videos, so then you can't give me a legitimate percentage.
Kik, you haven't either. You haven't watched them all either. So shut the fuck up with that dumb shit.
It's amazing that you have to call me out on Christmas. Such a Christian man as yourself.
Well, you know, it's you put it out there. I'm not Christian.
Oh no!
Where do you get that I'm a Christian?
Oh, of course not. All the
I'm not into
talk
religion.
about God, the Bible, the religious stuff that you talk about. I mean, come on, you're also a flat earther. Let's go with that.
Okay, let's go with it.
I mean, the fact that you have absolutely no credibility already due to the fact
Yes,
that
I
you
do.
believe
I
in
have
nonsense
much
like flat Earth
credibility,
and
way
sovereign
more credibility.
citizenry.
Hey, you know what?
You have
The
no
shit that I
credibility
talk about,
because
I
you don't
back up with
understand
receipts.
science. You don't
Yes, I
understand
do.
science.
Yes, I do.
If you believe in a flat
Kick,
Earth, you don't
kick,
understand science.
kick. Why don't you
If you
come on
believe in
Tuesday?
sovereign
Come
citizenry,
on
you don't
Tuesday,
believe
and
in
we're
law.
not talking about that.
You
We're
don't
talking about your
understand reality.
fraudulent. We're talking
We're
about your
talking about your
fraudulent.
lack of credibility to even make these statements.
Dude, you
Because
haven't got
you have
one
no
fucking
credibility
bit of
in law,
receipt.
you have no credibility in scientific understanding. You're
Dude,
just some guy who happened
everything that
to
you
get picked
posted
up.
in this video is
You're
nothing
just
more
some
than
guy who happened to
speculative
got
shit.
big because of fucking Chili de Castro.
Okay, do you want to continue this, or should I boot you?
Well, if you want to boot me, that just proves that you just
No, it
can't
doesn't
argue
prove anything
that
other
I've
than the
given
fact
you.
that now you're so
You can't
way
argue
off
the truth.
You're off topic.
The
You are
topic is
completely
truth,
off-
and you
Yes,
have none.
Yes, it is truth, and you don't
You
have
have
one
none.
fucking shred of truth
You don't
to back up
fucking
anything
like what
that
I
you
had to
said.
say, and you're
You
not
don't
man
have
enough to
any
come to
truth
me.
to say
So you want to
that backs
slander
up
me
shit.
on your live stream because you got picked up by Chili de Castro, and that what led to your claim to fame.
Okay,
Congratulations, sovereign citizen, flat earther,
No, that's not what-
scientific denier, probably a
Yeah.
COVID denier as well,
Okay,
right?
National Enquirer, Connie Chung,
Please,
makeup fucking
please.
fake shit guy.
Just why you want to go suck off Amagansett Press some more
You know,
just because he's your fucking hero?
I didn't say he was
please,
a hero.
he's
What I
just a
said
piece
was
of
you
shit with a camera
reported-
that's using it as a prop.
You put out fraudulent fucking horse
No,
shit.
I don't put out
Yes, you
fraudulent
did.
horse shit.
You
You
show the
believe in
receipts.
fraudulent horse
Show
shit.
the motherfucking receipts.
Show me
Kid.
the proof that the Earth is
Show me-
fucking
no,
flat.
wait a second.
Show
It's
me
your
the proof
video
that
in
you're a
question.
sovereign citizen.
Your video's in question, bootlicker. Your video's in question, bootlicker.
Oh,
You're the one
here
that
we
made up
go.
shit.
Here we
You're
go.
the one that made up shit.
Congratulations, sovereign citizen.
You tell me. You show me one receipt.
You base
How come
everything you
didn't
believe
bother
right now
reading?
in made up shit.
How come you didn't bother reading out the fucking comment down here that says,
Which one?
ironically, funny how some people here in the comments are so mad and demanding.
He
when AG's
challenges people because he wants a response. It's not about reporting. That's not news reporting. How
Well, so
fucking
what?
blind
Neither
do you
are
have to
You're not
be?
reporting news. You're reporting fucking
I'm reporting on
fishwives.
news because
You're
he's
re-
fucking
you're like-
disappeared.
you and Fraud
He's
Troll
disappeared. Where the
were
fuck
no
is he
better
gone?
than The View. You guys are just
He's
like
disappeared.
the fucking
Where the
View.
Oh, okay, great. Now I'm apparently a liberal. I'm a gun owner, and I'm a liberal, and I must
No,
be the
you just
National
make up
Enquirer.
shit.
No,
you
you're
make
just
up
labeling
shit.
me with shit because you're
You
a
made
fucking
it up.
liar about
Show the
everything that you
receipts.
have.
Where's the receipts?
You
for
believe
auditor?
nothing.
Where's the
that is
receipts?
true.
Kid? Where's the receipts?
You have no foundation in
Where
reality.
are the
sovereign soul.
receipts for your video?
You're just
made
looking
a
for clout
shitload of
from
fucking
this.
fraudulent
You're looking
claims
for fucking
without
clout.
a single
You're
fucking
looking for
shred
fucking
of
clout.
evidence.
You're looking for fucking clout. As per usual, you had to ride Chili's coattails. Now you got to ride mine. I get it.
I'm not riding yours. I'd call anybody out that pulls this shit. I got a couple more on the.
You weren't
on the
man enough
burner.
to call me
I
out
got a couple more
personally.
on
You
the
had to
burner
go and
too,
do
bud.
this shit and
I
pretend
got
like
a couple
you know
more on the
something.
burner too. You're not the only one.
Oh, okay.
You
Congratulations.
guys are full of that fucking shit.
Congratulations. You
You
got a
guys
flat
make
earth,
up
the
shit
smooth
all over
brain,
the
and
place.
bullshit legal views.
Okay, so do you have any proof to back up any of the bullshit that you have in this video?
I have told you, if you
I don't
want
care what
my
you told
source,
me,
I've
you
given
have
you
the
my
proof.
fucking source. If you would listen, you old coot, go to authority check. You
Yeah.
want the fucking source? Go to him. He's the one who provided me the information. I have the fucking messages from
Okay.
him. So
What's
if
his
you
name?
want to, go to him. His name is
All right.
Authority Check. He runs the
Authority
shit
Check.
show. You
Okay,
want to talk
let's-
to
let me
somebody
find
who
it.
hates bullshit people who pretend about transparency? You go
Yeah.
to Authority Check.
All right,
I've said it a
Authority-
number of fucking times.
You
Yet
said
you are
AC.
just
I don't know
so
who
busy
the fuck
talking
that
over
is.
me that
I don't
you
know.
won't
You
listen.
didn't say it in that video. Are you talking about Justin Pulliam?
No, not
That's what
that
I get
fucking
here.
piece of shit.
Hold on a second here. Okay, Authority Check.
God,
Okay.
he's even worse than Amagansett.
What about that? Oh, I don't know what your definition of worse is.
Let's
Seems
see.
like it seems to me, Kid,
Entitled
that you
pieces
don't
of
like
shit that
anybody.
pretend that
You don't
they're
like
news
anybody
media.
that doesn't go along with all the rules that are written down, and you don't like. The
No,
people that
I
point
just
out
don't
that
like
they're
the
wrong
fact that
rules.
people
No. You
abuse
know what?
society
You
and
would have been
public
the
for
best
their own
fucking
entertainment
Nazi
and
that ever
personal
lived.
gain.
You would have been one of the best Nazis that ever lived. Hey, no
No.
shit.
No.
So he's got what? This is it.
So now I'm a Nazi Great.
Well, I mean, no, you're an authoritarian.
How many other default arguments?
You're an authoritarian.
No,
You're a statist.
No,
you're
I'm
as
not.
bad as a Nazi because you are a statist. Okay? You are a statist. You are. You're a statist.
And you were stupid enough to give Chili DeCastro a gun.
No, I didn't give him a gun. Where the fuck? There again. You are in so much. I never even ever touched that gun. I am in a completely different state than that gun has ever been in.
Why are you so mad at me, my guy?
Because
like,
you're
seriously.
so fucking dumb. You come up with shit that you don't know anything about. There's case in point.
That is funny. That
Case
is
in
funny
point. Where
that
did
you
you
call
get
me
the idea?
dumb and
Hold
you're a
on a
fucking
second.
flat earther.
Hold on a second. Where in the fuck did you ever get the idea that I gave Chili DeCastro a gun?
Let's
Where
see, all the
fuck
videos
did
that
you
you've
get
got
that?
dealing with the gun that you gave
Yeah,
him.
and where in the fuck did it ever say that I gave him a gun?
Well,
where?
you can go through all of the fucking
Go
gun,
for it.
gun
Go
videos
through
that
it.
you made, you asshole.
Go through it. Go through it. Go through it. It was never me. You're wrong. You don't check your facts. You don't know. You just make up shit.
You're
just like
mad.
you did there.
You're just mad because I went
Just
after
like
your boy
you did there.
Press. You're mad,
Kick.
man.
No, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah,
what
you're
I'm mad at.
You got to come after me. Come on.
No, I don't have to. You made it easy, bro.
Man
you
up.
put out National
Man up.
Enquirer.
Why don't you just
put
fuck
out
Amagansett
Weekly
and get it
World
over with?
News style
Why don't you just fuck
reporting.
him and get it over with?
You put out, see, and then you jump right to being a child. That's
No,
because
it's
you
pretty
can't
straightforward
progress.
because you don't have any argument against
I
the
do
other
have an
shit.
argument. Show me the
That-
receipts.
The fact
don't
that you
any
have
fucking
no
receipts,
foundation
dude.
of truth.
How come you didn't bring up this channel in this whole video then?
Because he requested anonymity, and
Well, you
a
just
real
blew it
journalist
for
will
him.
protect their sources
You just
appropriately.
blew it. You just blew it for him then.
Because I felt that the fact that you and I had a relationship for a period of time, which was actually fairly
You know what?
decent,
I don't. It doesn't mean I hate you. I don't like
no,
this
you
kind of
just wanna-
bullshit going
no,
on, bro.
You just want to go ahead and call me out for something you misunderstand. Because you're not
Misunderstand.
listening
Wait
to
a
the
second.
entirety of the video.
You accuse this guy. Hold on a second.
No.
Wait a second. You
no.
accuse him
He
of
is-
going into the post office, riling up the people,
Ain't
and
just
then
post
going out.
offices,
Now,
it's the
just
gold
wait. This
and
is what
jewelry
you
stores.
said. This is what you said.
Mm-hmm.
You said that he goes in, riles up the people in the post office, then goes out, puts on a
Doesn't
calm
just have to be
demeanor,
a post office. It can be anywhere.
or
he goes.
whatever. You said that this is what he does, and then
Yeah,
goes
okay.
out all calm and films the fucking flag and shit, and then
Yep.
goes back inside. How come those people don't act like they've already seen him before? How come you never see any of that of, hey, it's you? Or how come you never see any of the cops saying, yeah,
Have you
somebody
seen
called because
what's happened?
you were in here causing a ruckus?
Have you
You don't
seen-
see that.
Have you seen what's happened to a lot of the auditor channels that go in and do that shit recently?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well that just shows your lack of investigation there.
What,
a lot of them are
and
getting
as far
stopped.
as what? Are you talking about those
Are you
mass
going to listen
arrests?
to the answer?
Are you talking about
you
the
gonna
mass
listen
arrests?
to the answer, or are you just going to keep talking over me?
I'm about to throw you off the fucking panel
Well,
here in
you
just
do
a minute.
that if you want
still
to.
haven't
Be
shown me a
fucking
single
inept all you
fucking
want.
receipt. You haven't shown a
Be
single
inept
fucking
all you
receipt.
want if you want to throw me off, or you can listen to the answer.
All
That's
right, go
your
ahead.
choice.
Give me your answer. Let me hear your BS. Let me hear it.
Oh, okay. Of course, it's BS because
Well,
you
of
don't
course
agree
it
with
is.
it. Not like the fact that you don't
Agree
believe in
with it.
science
Agree
or
with
truth.
it. You made up shit.
No,
You
the
don't know
reality
one way
is
or
that
the
all
other
of those
any of the
auditor
shit that you
channels
said.
that pull the same bullshit as Amagansett Press are getting demonetized.
Well,
so what does he
what?
got to do to step outside of that? So he's got to change up the game a little bit. And then he
Okay.
goes dark for a few months. You want to know why
Okay.
he probably went dark? The same
don't know.
speculation that we made here and noted. Yes, this is speculation. He's probably spending time
Yes.
with his family to avoid the bullshit because he's realizing the jig is up on that type of shit.
Yes.
But no,
Maybe.
it's
You
too
don't know
much to
that.
listen
Hold
to
on,
all of
Dick.
the words.
Dick, you
It's too
don't
much to
fucking
listen
know
to all of the
what you
fucking
try to do.
words.
You try to
It's too
scare
much to
people.
listen to all of the fucking words and
Because
pay
it's
attention
fucking
to what is said
Fucking diarrhea,
because
bro.
you want to take the few lines that you don't like and try and hold me responsible for the shit that you don't
You
like just
lie.
because he's your buddy.
The entire first 11 minutes of this has been nothing but
It's
fucking
not a lie.
speculation.
Go to authority check and get the information as well.
I went there.
I've
I looked.
invited you to
What
do
am I
it.
looking for? What am I looking for
I'm
here?
not asking you to go to his videos. I'm asking you to go to him.
Oh, why?
Individually.
Hi, I'm some random guy and creeping
Oh,
a
okay.
criminal.
Yeah. Well, that's how people investigate shit. How do you
Okay.
think I got the information on Jeremiah Payne starting
I
that
don't
fight with
know.
that fucking detective?
For all I know,
Because
you
I
made it
called
up.
the
For all I know-
precinct that the
for all I know
detective
now,
works
you
with
made
to
it
get
up.
their history.
Let me guess. Maybe you
and they don't know
heard it.
who I am.
Maybe you heard it from a guy who heard it from a
No,
guy who's
I went
uncle
and
saw
called to
something
see
one
if
time
they
or
had a
some shit.
history. And
Dude,
I'm just some random
You didn't
fucking
even
guy.
check with the fucking post office, bro.
I'm
You didn't
just
even
some
check
random
with the
fucking guy,
post office.
right?
You didn't even check with the post
Oh,
office,
of course. Got to check with the post office where he went
Aren't
and bought a
those the people
stamp
that were
because that's
involved?
his
Hold on,
American right.
Who did he go into
Gotta
rile
pull
up?
out that camera. Gotta
Who do you-
go and buy my stamp with my fucking camera and my gun
Why
because
does
I
that
gotta
bother
prove
you?
something to the world.
Why does it bother you?
Because it's unfucking necessary and stupid.
Why does it bother you? Why
It's
do you care?
unnecessary.
Why-
It's provocative.
So what?
It's
So what if
irresponsible.
unnecessary, Kick? So what
It's
if it's
illegal.
unnecessary? No,
It's
it's not
illegal.
illegal. It's not illegal.
It's illegal to carry a gun
No,
in a
it's not.
post office. It's a federal property. If you read Poster
Listen,
7 entirely,
okay,
not just the parts
why
that you
does
want.
that still, Kick? I got to ask you, why the fuck do you care?
Because I study law. Surprise!
So what? No, you study legislation.
I study law.
You
I study criminal
legislation.
justice.
Man,
I study the
law's
laws.
immutable. Law is immutable.
Oh,
you
of
study
course,
legislation.
right. And law's just given
So,
us to by God,
regardless of
and
that,
God is the only one, and so the Supreme
Okay,
Court doesn't
right.
matter, and our
That's right. The
Constitution
Supreme
came
Court's
from
been
men.
on the wrong side of almost
You know,
everything
that's
it's ever
all.
decided.
That's all it's
Yes,
about.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
You're
all it's
absolutely
about.
right.
And of course,
So-
you know, Antarctica is
so
an ice
you-
wall that surrounds
that's
the
right.
entirety of the
That
planet.
has, and so that's why it bothers you, because
And if you
Antarctica
use
is
red
an
ink
ice
and a
wall?
thumbprint on a piece of paper, you can get your gold from the IRS because of your straw man shit, right?
And that's why you don't like Amagansett Press going into post offices?
I don't like Amagansett Press going into post offices because he causes problems for people that don't
How,
need them.
hold on. I've never seen him cause a problem. How does he cause a problem?
Well, that's the beauty of being an auditor on YouTube, Sovereign Soul. It's all about context and the lack thereof.
Well, okay, give me an example. How does he go in there? What is it that he does that would be considered causing a problem? What is it?
Well, let's
Exactly.
see. Entering into a business with no business purpose, entering into a government facility with no government purpose, other than to stand around like a douche nozzle and
Hold
create
on, wait,
discomfort
wait.
for the
What do you
other
mean by
people who are
government?
there.
What do you mean by government business?
Oh, that could be, let's see, a local government building like a courthouse, a police station,
So
a
who's
fire
the government?
station.
Who's the government?
Well, that depends. What level of government is he entering? Is
Well,
he
where's the
entering
mo-
into a
where's the
post
money
office?
come
That's
from,
federal.
bro?
If he's
Where's the money
entering
come from?
into
Where's the money come from? Who pays for it?
Oh, well, there's multiple different ways. Let's see. The federal, as far as the post office makes its money off of the sales of items, not from federal grants. And so they aren't federal employees, but they work
Do they
for
receive?
a
Do they receive
federally.
tax? Do they receive tax money to fund them at all?
To my understanding, no. They are funded
No?
by their shipping costs and the other items
Okay.
that they sell within the post office.
So let's cut right to the chase.
Not to mention that it's
So-
also not a public fucking
Okay.
fora, but that's
So
outside
if I
of your
went into
scope,
the
right?
post office,
And
just
you bought
to
a
look
stamp
at
and
just
didn't
a
film
second.
it, you'd be a decent human being.
So if I just went into the post office just to look at the place, I'm not having any governmental business there. I'm just looking
Why
at
are you
it.
there? That's
I just
loitering.
wanted to
then.
look at it. Why? I can't look at it unless I have a
Loitering if
purpose
you
to
have
go
no
there.
business.
It's
There's a
loitering.
purpose
That's
for
not
you to be
loitering.
there.
I thought you said you studied law.
So you're
That's
going to
not
stand
loitering.
around?
Shut
Oh,
up.
okay. So
That's not loitering.
with that same logic, then you can go stand around at a kindergarten class because you just want to look around, right?
Wow. So what is it that he's doing?
I mean,
that
if you're going to
causes-
do
Wait a
reductio ad
second, wait a
absurdum,
second.
you need to be
Just
able to
hold
accept
on.
it from the other side.
No, I'm accepting it. I'm trying to understand how this affects you. How does it affect you that a man
Because
walks
new
into
laws-
a post office?
Because new laws get created and named after dumbasses that want to end up infringing our rights instead
well,
of
wait a second.
protecting
What are
them.
laws for? What are laws for?
Laws are to help protect our rights.
That's right. So
But
why
when
would
you have
make a
assholes
law-
like
then
Terry-
why would you make a law prohibiting someone's right under the guise of protecting
Well, when you
someone's
do
right?
stupid shit like that guy, I don't know, Miranda, which that
we're
required that
talking
we
about
have the Miranda
Amagansett Press
rights.
here.
Oh, and let's go Terry v. Ohio, where Terry
Mm-hmm.
did stupid shit, which now removes some of our rights, and that caused for a lot of stop and frisk that happened later on. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
it did have some limit of racial motivation, especially in New York, because they did
So
have
you
some
think that
investigations.
Amagansett Press? You think that Amagansett
But I believe
Press?
that idiots like Amagansett press,
Why
like
is he an
Last
idiot?
Days of Freedom,
Hold on a minute. Why are you
create
calling him
these
an idiot?
laws by
Hold on.
creating
First off,
problems for
why
society.
the ad hominem of idiot? Why do you have that first
It's
off?
a default of the state of mind of somebody who has no care, consideration, or concern for the rest of society due to their own actions.
So that's the
it would
actual
be idiocy.
definition?
That's the definition I give them. They are idiots
okay.
because they care for no one but themselves.
I give the
and
definition.
they don't care about their
of
rights
whatever I
because
want.
they want to infringe mine.
Well, wait a second. You made up a definition for a word, and then that's exactly
Well, I mean,
what you
make up
accuse me of
you
doing.
make up that the Earth is flat.
I didn't make that up.
You're making up that I'm calling Amagansett Press out on completely false stuff. I mean, you're making that up. Where's your proof that I'm making it up?
Wait a second. I'm trying to say.
Where's your proof that I'm making it up? Show the receipts that I made it up.
Well, you don't have any receipts.
I gave you the name of the individual to go to, and you refused to discuss with them. You're not an investigator if you won't investigate.
Neither are you.
I investigated because I reached out to sources on the inside.
You reached out and heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody who says that
you're more than welcome to reach out to those sources, and you refuse to. So then, thereby, you have forfeited any opportunity to investigate the claims
up until
that you
just
have now
about
made
20 minutes ago. What? You right now, this second, you expect me to go fucking look his number up and call him?
Well, you're not letting me go about it, so apparently you don't seem to care enough about investigating it, and you'd rather just rake me over the coals.
Wait. You're doing it right as we speak. You're doing exactly what I accuse you. You're doing exactly what I stated you were doing right now. In this, well, first off, the ad hominem idiot. So you make up your own. Well, definition.
I mean, you called me fucker and stupid, and that I'm lying. I mean,
right,
come on,
so
you're making a lot of claims there. So let's go. Where's your claim? Where's your proof that I'm stupid? That I'm a stupid fucker? That I don't ever know what I'm talking about? And I'm a complete liar.
Off topic now. You're totally off topic now.
Where's the proof of those things? You get to no. You want me to define something, and you want to tell me that I'm a liar, but you can't be held accountable for the claims that you made against me. No, you did.
I said you
did before I even fucking showed up. I even rewound it before I said something.
Well, did you or did you not make speculative and assumptive claims?
Did you not listen to the words we used expressing that we do not want to speculate, and we do not want to speculate? You got 10 minutes in? You got 10 minutes in? There is a point in the fucking video where it states we don't want to speculate. We are giving information that is
that's almost to the end. We haven't even gotten there yet. That's almost to the end.
So why the fuck are you calling me out without even doing your own fucking due diligence?
Because you are doing exactly what you accuse others of doing.
No.
Yes, you are. You put out a thing that says, what's the name of it? Amagansett Press Exposed.
Yeah.
Exposed as what? No, it should be
Amagansett
Press. Here's a bunch of shit and rumors.
No, he was exposed. I gave out the information I was provided through a source. I investigated.
You didn't expose Amagansett Press. You exposed gossip. You exposed gossip. That's all you had was gossip.
You exposed your true self tonight.
You exposed gossip, Kick.
You exposed your true self.
You just don't like the fact
you wanted to start gossip. You wanted to start drama, and you just wanted me to be here.
You are the one that put out extraordinary claims.
I came here to answer questions, not be raked over the coals by somebody who can't even fucking validate scientific fact.
I can validate all kinds of scientific facts.
Well, apparently not, because you believe in a flat fucking Earth. So with that type of foundation, you can't be that smart.
Well, a globe is so not scientific, it's not even funny.
How many planets do we have in our solar system?
How many wanderings? We don't
how
have
many
a solar,
are circular?
How
many meteors do we have?
We don't have
how
a
many
solar system,
objects that exist in the Oort clouds that are all circular or rounded because of the rotations, because of the movement, because of the speed?
It doesn't change the fact that you made fraudulent claims without any type of fucking proof. This is what you did, merely in an attempt to slander someone because you want to paint everybody under the same broad brush. And that's deceptive. This is deceptive reporting. And I'm sorry, it's not you personally. It's this kind of behavior. It's this kind of behavior right here that's just not no bueno. No bueno. Sorry. This is just I mean, your title is Amagansett Press Exposed. You didn't expose anything. You selected the things that you talked about. You didn't give it a fair shake whatsoever. Everybody else, even in my chat, was thinking the exact same fucking thing right here. Why was that anybody else's business? And you mean to tell me it bothers you so fucking bad what somebody that you don't even know does by going with a camera into a post office or wherever the fuck they go, regardless of their fucking motives? But that bothers you so much that you would go on and make up shit and then speculate. And it gets worse when you go on through here, when you get back toward the end of this thing, where you start talking about what his motives for doing shit are. Like, now you know his fucking motives for doing something. You got to be goddamn shitting me. Watch this. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's his specialty, is the jewelry store. And
then it lends credence to the original statement earlier that maybe, just maybe, all of this is staged.
yeah.
Maybe. It looks very staged to me. Come the fuck on. Listen, if you're getting that motherfucking bent from another location just by watching it on a video, I can only imagine how you would react within the place. But here's the fucking kicker. You're going to get bent out of shape about that. Not realizing that there's about 7 or 8 fucking cameras all around the place and then outside recording you at all times. And you don't know who the fuck's got access to it or what they're using it for. But that don't matter, because that's okay. That's the government. The government does that for me. The government is here to help me. The government is here to protect me. Are you goddamn shitting me? People better fucking wake up. They take so much, little bit. What's not cool, Vixter? What's not cool? You're absolutely right. It's not cool. I don't think it's fucking cool to slander people without any goddamn evidence. I heard it from a guy who said that he did this. And I'm going to come out here and I'm going to say it like it's fucking fact. Come on. Come on. That's just insane, man. You can't do that shit.
And also,
this shit like, oh, well, jewelry. Think about how ridiculous that is. Like, people are going to sit there and film in the window of a jewelry store before they break into it. Are you goddamn shitting me? Get the fuck out of here. Like, you got to case it out. These people say, well, you could be looking at my business so I could break in. Motherfucker, if I wanted to case your business, I'd go on Google Earth. Jesus Christ.
So is there a possibility that maybe he met the wrong guy on the wrong day?
You know,
no, Damien, I didn't kick him because I can't defend myself. I kicked him because he couldn't stay on fucking topic. If he wants to come on and try to talk about flat earth, we'll do that on Tuesday. That's when we do that kind of thing. Tonight I'm talking about slandering people. And he's not the only one that's doing it. There's other fucking channels doing the same goddamn thing.
That's the one thing that's tough. Speculation is fun. It's a great brain exercise.
It is fun. Yeah.
I would hate to make that statement and be right.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you don't want to predict something like that, because at the end of the day, even though we don't like Am Against the Press, we don't want any harm to happen to him. Like, I've been very clear. I don't want any harm to happen to any frauditors. All I want is that if they commit crimes, they go to jail. That's
you walked on the wrong side of the hallway, and the principal said that you can't walk on that side of the hallway. I'm going to tell on you. Let me ask you a question there, you bootlickers. If you ever catch yourself going over the speed limit, do you immediately turn yourself into the nearest sheriff deputy and tell him, hey, I was fucking breaking the speed limit back there? Because after all, you wouldn't want to break the fucking law now, would you? Goddamn bootlickers fucking piss me off.
That's all I ask, and that's all anybody should ask, in my opinion. You shouldn't wish harm on them. But I understand how people are getting, riled up about frauditors. But it's important not to let it consume us, and we cannot stoop to their.
Your entire fucking channel is built on calling other people frauditors. You just broad brush paint everybody. I have never seen Amagansett Press try to rile anybody, try to start any fucking problems. If anything, I've seen him try to de-escalate problems. Apparently, haven't watched the guy. I don't know the guy, but I've watched him enough to know that wherever you're getting this fucking information is somebody who's got their panties in a twist, and they sold you a fucking bill of shit.
Their level, because even though they will wish harm on us, we can't stoop down to their level.
Absolutely. We have a platform that we can wish on them.
Belisha Beacon, you asshole. Let me ask you, who did I fucking slander? I haven't slandered anybody. And if I call you an asshole, I'm not slandering you. That's the truth, based on your shallow-minded fucking comment. Thanks for coming, though.
The consequences of their actions.
Yeah.
They don't. That's the big difference between the two of us. And, you know, going back to what we were talking about, I mean, looking at this one here from Adrian Mathis, I mean, it speaks volumes. Watchman posted, "Hey, we'll be posting again soon." Post almost a month after Jason disappeared. I feel like they just stopped without deciding to tell anyone. Bad business, fellas. I mean, seriously, if your favorite store down the street just shuttered its doors and never told anybody, and then opened up a new location in another area, are you going to try and find it?
Yeah, you would.
I wouldn't, because they didn't put a sign saying, "Hey guys, we're stopping content here."
I thought you meant.
So N14A, you don't think that brings some awareness to people to say, "Hey, yeah, wow, you don't need a permit to film in public. You can't trespass the eyes. That's cool. Oh, I can't be trespassed from public property. That's pretty cool too." You don't think that those things, people are seeing it? Of course they are. Can you be that dumb?
And you would learn from it.
Come on, man.
Okay, I get
Yeah,
it.
I wouldn't go to look out for their other location, because they've clearly stated to me that they don't want my business.
Yeah.
Belisha, I've never said that a person is a demon. A demon cannot be a person. A person can be inhabited by demons. Absolutely. A person can engage in demonic activity. Absolutely. And when people engage in demonic activities, you can call them a demon. Absolutely. Thank you, Lord KJW. I wish you the same. It's been a pretty cool little Christmas. We've had a good day.
Yeah. I misunderstood what you said. Yeah, I totally get it now. Yeah, like for sure, it's disrespectful. Like anybody I do business with, you know, all you ask if you're a good customer is, you know, a little bit of respect and a heads up with anything that has to do with the, you know, the business. And for example, when I was shut down on my channel, it was for 2 weeks because of false copyright strikes. The only way I was able to communicate is through a community post. And I let people know, I'm like, "Hey, I'm not able to post."
That's another thing that these fucking shitheads do too. They're all the time trying to strike each other. I saw somebody went after San Joaquin Valley. Some weird motherfucker boy. And then I watched this video and I'm like, are you kidding me, man? These people are out there. There's some fucking crazy people.
Videos for 2 weeks. I'll be back. Don't worry. And you know, you have to keep people informed, and that's why people are really pissed here.
Oh,
They're
absolutely.
really pissed. Yeah. So Roy here is saying, "Why is there no more vids?" Peter P says, "How about just letting us know that you're okay, please?" And all it would take is just one community post, and it would just all this mystery
Or
would
maybe you
vanish.
could have just read the one
Now,
that
do
said
you think
most
it's
of
a
what everybody
strategy
else
they're
in the
doing?
chat
Because this
said,
mystery
that
cannot be
says,
good.
you know, how about mind your own fucking business? It's up to him whether or not to put out something, you know? Maybe you could kind of go that way with it. There could be a number of reasons. We're going to speculate and then pick the one that best fits our narrative. Is that really what we're doing here?
Good for business.
You know, it's hard to say. It really is. we can look at this and we can, just like before, we're delving back into speculation. And from an auditor standpoint, this could be building up. Everybody's getting involved. Where are the videos? Where are the videos? Where are the videos? And so they're creating almost a limitation on supply. They're artificially.
And if your argument is that the fucking YouTube is demonetizing people for their audit videos, let's not forget also they demonetize people for saying, hey, those fucking jabs might be dangerous and shit. It's, oh God, shut that guy down. The society suckers, the ones that are full of the Stockholm syndrome, they all cried and bitched and everything. And now what are we finding out? We were right. We were right, weren't we? Yeah. But we got shut down. Why? Because the squawking fucking parrots couldn't handle it.
Limiting supply. And so when they come out with the next one, man, it's going to hit big. And that could be the strategy. The alternative could be, just like you talked about, if he's facing some real charges right now for carrying those weapons over at that medical facility, then, who knows? He may be in jail.
And the thing that's interesting about that is that there was never any video shown. He never shown anything. There's only one channel that talked about it and that showed the charges. He buried that. He buried it. He doesn't want people to know about it. And that's what I talked about in my last video. And some people, his subs were like, oh no, he won. He got a lawsuit for like 50 grand. It's like, no, dude, he didn't. He didn't.
So you don't know what he did. So you're just going to make up what happened. A real easy way to check that, Frauditor Troll? You can go to the fucking court documents and find out. Not that it would matter. Why would that matter? Why would any of this that you're even saying matter? I don't know. I'm sure you wouldn't want, like, let's suppose you were making a video there, Frauditor Troll or Kick, and in the middle of it, you and your old lady start arguing and having a fight about personal shit or whatever. Would you post the fucking video? Huh? No, I don't think you would. What if it happened during a live? Do you think you'd probably take the video down? Most people would. So you're trying. This is elementary black magic of trying to put ideas into people's heads so that they'll be true. And it's diabolical. I'm sorry. That kind of behavior. I've sworn, I've declared war upon all forms of tyranny over the minds of men, and deception is one of the no bueno.
Point me to the video where he's flexing about this lawsuit, because there would be one. Absolutely.
And not just the video. Show me the paperwork. I want to see it.
There you go.
Was it one on the merits, or was it an agreement just to get you to shut up? Was it go away money?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll consider it a win, but forget that. There's not even a video. There's not even like a video of the actual audit where he quote unquote gets his rights violated, So, and also when we're talking about the strategy of, hey,
you think maybe that could have been part of the settlement agreement that you take the video down too? I don't know. I can speculate too. See, I can make up things if I want, because apparently that's what we do.
I'm going to hold off. And when I finally post, it's going to be like this big, video that gets a shit ton of views. That doesn't work, because his videos are already getting massive amounts of views. There's no point in waiting 2 months to get more views, right? Like, they're all getting almost like 500,000 views per video, which is nuts.
And not to mention, they still have active channel members.
Yeah.
So it's not to say that they're not gaining money during this period of quiet, but what really is the purpose? Are they, okay, 2 months ago, we have to take reality into account. Thanksgiving, the upcoming holidays, maybe he's spending time with family. That could very well be. I went and spent that time with my family.
Oh, wait till you hear this.
I posted in my Discord. I posted in my Twitter, on my page. I even went live and told people, hey, I'm not going to be around during that time period. I mean, it's not even about business. It's about having enough respect for the people who come to watch your videos, who come to listen to you, to let them know what's happening.
You know what? I agree wholeheartedly with that, Kick. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And you should run your channel that way. I agree. Okay.
Right. Right. If you see here, that's the last post from watching The Watchmen. And he said, shout out to Matt from Maine in this picture with a sticker.
Listen to this.
I mean, that guy seems very excited about his sticker.
A little too excited.
Yeah.
No, there. We're assuming that the sticker is this guy's. It looks like it's in some kind of a parking garage or something. How does he know that the dude didn't just come across the sticker on the wall and said, hey, that's pretty cool. I'm going to take a picture of this and send it to Watchmen? There's no context to it whatsoever. You don't know that he's excited about that or if he's just smiling at the camera or any other thing at all. You're placing intent, emotion, everything based on nothing, just based on your opinion of the way that the guy looks in the photograph. And this is what you're doing with this other shit. You just place all this shit. And Kick did it to me earlier on here. Tried to place all of his assumptions onto me. I don't accept them. I'm not going to accept your assumptions. You see? And that's a problem. When you go through life assuming everything, well, then what the fuck do you got, man? Nothing. Nothing.
I mean, anyways, not trying to be disrespectful, but when I'm thinking of I'm Against the Press subscriber, that this is it. That's exactly it.
That's giving me
what is that's it. What is it? What is it? What is it? Are you trying to insinuate that because you have a piss poor opinion of the guy in the picture, for whatever reason you have that opinion, that you place that opinion on anyone who subscribes or watches Amagansett Press? What are you, 5? What are you, a child? Really? You people are fucking out there voting and shit. And this is how your mind works.
me anxiety because when I get a sticker, I got to think about where I'm going to put the sticker. I mean, this guy randomly slapped it on some concrete post.
Assumption. As I said, we don't know. Even when you could read what the fucking post said, it never said anything about, oh, I put my sticker on a wall or anything else like that. He just took a picture of himself with that and sent it to the dude. We don't know that he stuck it on the wall or anything else like that. But look at wait till you see the mental gymnastics that take place in deciphering on how this guy's mind works based on the assumption that he put that sticker on the wall. This is beautiful. Listen.
In what looks to be like a mall parking lot. Okay. I mean, what kind of chaotic, evil energy do you have to just put a sticker anywhere?
Yeah.
You really just asked that? You know, I see little kids put stickers all over the place. Do they have chaotic, evil little souls? Is that what you're trying to say? What the fuck, man? You guys will just make up shit and then place these attributes on shit with no fucking basis whatsoever. That shit's got to stop, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But here you'll find something interesting. It says that Watchmen should do a solo video. I get the aspect of it being a family thing, but rarely ever even interact. I, for one, would love to see your approach and how you might handle a certain situation. It's an unfortunate reality, but AP isn't always going to be there. Does this whole thing end at a point? So people on his channel want to see him shine, but he's always in the shadow of his dad. And that's why his channel is doing all right, but they always post the exact same audit at the exact same time. It's like his channel is pretty much redundant.
Oh, of course.
It's a watered down version of the other one.
Of course. And, you know, isn't it easier to ride daddy's coattails when daddy's the one who's staging everything?
Holy fucking God. There's another goddamn assumption, riding daddy's coattails and shit. You have no idea anything about that kid. You have no idea anything about the dynamics of that family. Nothing. You are making assumptions based off of shit you would like to be true. And that's a reprehensible way to operate.
So, you know, is he going, let's say that his son goes and tries to do things on his own. He's not going to have that finesse, if you want to call it that, to go in and like legitimately piss people off before he walks in there with the camera.
No, there again, you're acting like this is some kind of a skill set, and you're still holding on to this bullshit that you still have not given any receipts of, that he goes in and pisses people off. I've never seen any fucking evidence of him going in and pissing anyone off. In fact, for the most part, he gets pretty cordial reactions. It is usually one or two people who have come in later that start throwing some shit. Or one of the workers behind the camera who obviously had no idea of him before he came in that time. So that dispels your story of him going in and pissing everybody off. You know, it's like if you anybody's ever been to a live taping of a television show, they have a warm-up guy comes out. He gets everybody used to applauding, gets everybody used to, you know, certain hand gestures meaning to do certain different things and like that. And that's pretty much what I'm picturing here. So you're telling me he goes in there and warms up the crowd before he goes in. Good God, man. No wonder you believe you live on a ball.
Camera.
Yeah. He's more like quiet, and he's less he's like the one vibe I get from him is creepy. It's creepy, but then again, that's my personal opinion. But it's like Amagansett Press is there to intimidate with his gun, always very, very, very obvious that he's carrying, and Ben is kind of supposed to give like a creepy vibe. I think that's what they're going for.
And that could very well be, you know, if you think about it, the auditors who...
JTL, I agree with you 100%. However, if somebody came on and started making accusations about you that were unfounded based on hearsay evidence that may or may not really exist, I would defend you just as vehemently. You can't just go out and start making shit up about people because they don't fit into your prescribed paradigm. Never once could I ever get it out of Kick what it is that pisses him off so bad about that. Because of something someone may or may not have written down on a piece of fucking paper? Are you shitting me? In what way do the actions of Amagansett Press or any of the rest of the auditors cause loss, injury, or harm to another? If somebody could explain that to me, then we can see where there's a problem. But unless their actions have caused loss, injury, or harm, not a problem. Sorry.
Claimed to have done it right. The old school auditors, a real audit would be boring. A real audit would be quiet. You wouldn't hear anything other than the activity that's going.
Aren't I doing what, her? That's a big word. Aren't I doing what? Am I hurling unfounded accusations? No. I'm showing what I'm talking about in real time and digressing it. So no.
Going on. And that's ultimately what this channel would be, based on his demeanor alone.
Yeah, it's all clickbait. They're trying to, it's sensationalism. It has nothing to do with the First Amendment. Before we wrap up.
Wait a minute. It doesn't have anything to do with the First Amendment. You mean to tell me that someone trying to put trespass on your eyesight doesn't have to do with the First Amendment? Freedom of press, you do know what press means, right? Doesn't mean you're Johnny Olson from the fucking Daily Planet or whatever. Anytime you document any event, you are a journalist. That is press. You don't like it? Tough shit. That's how it is. Now, people like Kick, he'd try to make it illegal, so you have to go buy licenses and have paperwork and get the state and a bunch of bureaucracies involved because he's all about that shit. He likes that shit. He likes the whole fucking status deal there. Apparently he likes totalitarian statism, because if he didn't, he wouldn't be so bent out of shape when people exercise their rights. That's the only way I can look at it. If you get bent out of shape because a motherfucker exercises his constitutional rights, then you're a fucking communist, man.
Unless there's more you want to talk about. But there's one video I want to talk about in particular where he did the woman very dirty. Let me show you. I don't know if you've seen this one. Hold on.
I have not.
So it's this one.
Oh, this is great.
So you see here it says East Coast people, and the title is "Are Yous Doing the Audits?" You know, so you would think that she's confronting him, she's, you know, being argumentative, right, by this thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
go into,
which was a beautiful thing to do on the part of Amagassen, because it goes to show judging a book by its cover. But let's take a look at what it was, because this whole fucking thing turned out that these people were cool as shit. Nobody had a fucking problem. They were behind him 100%, and he was making note of the accent that the people in that area have, which I thought was pretty cool. So Kick wants to call it clickbait. He wants to call it clickbait. But a title like Amagansett Press Exposed, all in capital letters, that's not clickbait, especially when you didn't expose anything except for somebody told you some shit. Somebody told you some shit. You didn't bother verifying it, and you and this other guy is just going to rip on it. Get the fuck on with that, man. Maybe AP found his way into the hollow flat earth and met the UFO piloting Bigfoot there. Yeah, maybe. Sounds like a winner to me, bud. Sure.
they're not just post offices.
she was the nicest lady to him.
Mhm.
She told him, keep doing what you're doing. Here's my name. She encouraged him. And how did he repay her? By sandbagging her with a dirty ass thumbnail like this.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Sandbagging her with a dirty ass thumbnail like that. Now, that's a huge assumption as well. That is a huge assumption. Now, you would imagine that by that thumbnail that she was probably, look, he probably got bitched out here, right? But it was great because he highlighted exactly the opposite of what you keep saying, Kick. Exactly the opposite of what you keep saying, Frauditor Troll. What did he do? He showed a post office where those people respected it, they liked it, they encouraged it. So that blew your previous point out of the water, didn't it? And if he did get a good reaction and he's only trying to get bad reactions, why would he post it at all? See how many flaws there are in your logic? See how many flaws there are? Hundreds.
I mean, look at that. He caught her in mid-word while she's speaking. So the body language appears aggressive.
Yes.
The stare, the side eye, the hand. She may have been making a point, and a lot of people talk with their hands. I do that as well. But then you see that the color, it's not overexposed, but he's added way too much color to it. And so he's hyping up, the hair color, the skin tones.
Oh,
What is he?
how far do you have to reach, bro? Really? So he sat there and studied what kind of fucking color contrast and shit to do. It's not maybe just a clip out of the video where the lighting may have been different, or I don't know. He did this. He sat there with a color gradient, had a bunch of psychologists look at it and they critiqued it and had him turn the gamma and all. Just shut the fuck up. Jesus
What's he trying
Christ.
to say with that?
No,
You
there's
know?
a lot of subtext here. And the title too. Are you doing the audits? You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
trying to make her sound like she's a dimwit or something.
Right.
No,
When she was
he's
super
not
kind.
trying to make her sound like she's a dimwit. That's how people in that area of the nation speak. A lot of times, if any of you ever watch Josh from Accountability from All, he's got a little bit of that. When you get up into the more rural areas, it's even more prevalent. I could show you some fucking people the way they talk, you wouldn't understand a goddamn thing they said. I'd have to interpret it for you. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Too kind, in my opinion.
I mean, I wouldn't go and do that for somebody who was being nice to me.
Y'all need
And
to
so
find something
obviously
legitimate.
we're
to
looking at this
criticize.
as him just making fun of her because he can. And
Yeah.
he wants you to think, oh, this is going to be an awful experience. And how many people watch this? What, 180,000 views on this video?
Yeah.
How
let's
many
see the
people came
comments.
to this video and said, ooh, I wonder if this lady yelled at him?
I don't know. How many? Their questions were obviously soon answered, though, weren't they? Because of the amount of people that watched it. So by you asking that question is very misleading, isn't it? You ask a question with a supposed answer and in a certain way, whereas you don't have any idea how many people clicked on that video for what fucking reason, dude. Some of them might have clicked on it because they got a notification on their phone and never even saw the fucking thumbnail. Come on now. This is some dirty shit. Y'all got to stop doing this shit. Find some legitimate stuff. By all means, the ones that are crackerheads, call them out. Like, who's that motherfucker that purposely called the police on themselves so they could have an interaction? Now, okay, I can see going after that. But this? Really? Somebody going in a fucking post office has you that goddamn bent that you'll go through this much trouble to speculate and make up shit to make somebody look bad? Fuck you.
And here, look, this is the best comment. D is a shining star of a public servant. Postal workers everywhere can learn a lot from her. Thank you, Mrs. D's. Oh, you found a town that passed with flying colors. So why the clickbait thumbnail? And
there again, an assumption. Why the clickbait thumbnail? There's an assumption again. That's there again, subjective. It looks like clickbait to you. It might not look like clickbait to somebody else. That's your interpretation. You're trying to put that interpretation into everybody else's head. Stop trying to practice black magic. You're no good at it. Stop.
Sandbagging her with her image. Like, why didn't he post this thumbnail and even lighten up, whatever, put all the lighting he wants and show how, she's looking kind at him.
This is a great screenshot. This embodies the behavior. If she's being kind, this right here is endearing.
And this was just a random picture.
So here's what you do. When you do your videos, you put your thumbnails up, right? And you know what? Maybe don't use clickbait, like say something like so-and-so exposed and then not show any fucking receipts. Okay? That's kind of like when you see in the Weekly World News, Elvis seen alive. And there's really no proof of it. It's just a little article about some fucking drunk woman that saw him at the 7-Eleven, So, come on.
Picture. He could have taken this one or this one or this one where she's kind of smiling, any of them smiling, but he chose the one that would make her look bad. Obviously, it took a while to make this thumbnail.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
did not
oversaturated.
That did not take a while to make that thumbnail. That did not take that long to make that thumbnail. Okay, I don't know what you're doing to make thumbnails with, but no, man. There again, you try to make it look like, oh, look, he's just trying to trick people. He's trying to trick people. He showed a post office that actually respected what he did. You're not looking at that. You're not talking about that. You're talking about how he tried to be deceptive with his thumbnail so he could get clicks. But saying some bullshit about Amagassett Press exposed and then that coming through with any fucking receipts, that's not clickbait. That's the reason I clicked on it. I was like, oh my God, what is it about Amagassett? And I started watching it and I was like, you got to be fucking shitting me. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Completely oversaturated. Now, one thing I do want to look at real quick is under that top comment. If you look at the replies,
The 30 replies. Yeah, let's take a look at this.
do you see one from Amagansett?
No, he never replies.
You want to know why? Because if
See, that's why I said he wasn't at 7-Eleven. It's bullshit, right? He's in your mom's basement. How's he doing anyways? Probably not too good. He's got to be what, in his 70s or 80s by now, huh?
he replied to a positive comment about her, it would take away from the negativity that he posted in that thumbnail and the title of the video.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I called
I
out
agree.
this video before. It was just such a prime example of Amagansett Press being a dirtbag.
How was that video a prime example of him being a dirtbag? If he went in, had a good interaction, the people were behind him, and there was no trouble. How was that? How was that? So you're just making shit up.
Just you know, when they say for clicks and views at the expense of innocent people, this is exactly it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can only hope
Clicks and views at the expense of innocent people. Where these people made their post office shine. It's viewed in a positive light. I'm sure that those workers probably shared that video with their friends and family going, oh, here, look at this guy came into work. It was really cool. Turned out to be a good video. You got to check it out. At the expense of other people. You got to be fucking shitting me. You're making money at the expense of other people, Kick. You're making money at the expense of somebody by telling fucking straight out falsehoods. That's slander. You can't claim these things as fact. Heard it from some guy who I think is a reliable source. I might think he's a fucking dirtbag liar. I don't, you there again. That's all subjective.
you know, that nothing has befallen them. I hope that they've taken time off for the holidays to spend time with what really matters, family, and hopefully taking care of any legal issues that they may have created for themselves. But I can definitely tell you that it wouldn't bother me if he wouldn't make another video again.
Oh no.
Why would you give a flying fuck at all in the first place? Why would you even care? What is it about that twists your fucking underwear so bad that your pussy can't open? What the fuck is the problem, bro? If you don't like what he's doing, don't watch it. But so far, I've not seen him commit any loss, injury, or harm upon another person. I've never seen him instigate a problem either. So if you've got receipts on that, I'd like to see it, other than you just flapping your fucking pie hole. Because outside of any receipts, that's all it is you just flapping your fucking pie hole. No, I haven't watched all of his videos, but I've watched enough of them. Kick, I know you're better than this, man. You're better than this. This is sleazeball shit. And you're better than this.
For sure. I mean, people will be better. Yeah, people will be much better. For sure.
Yep.
Now,
Well,
yeah, I think we covered everything, right?
Absolutely. It just like we said before, Amagansett Press, he did a disappearing act, and well, we're not going to find him. At least I'm not interested enough to. But we will cover the
No, but you're interested enough to go on and say a bunch of slanderous shit that you can't back up.
fact that other people are, and maybe they deserve a few answers. I'll be glad to give them the ones that I got.
The ones that you got. You didn't get answers. You got some hearsay shit.
Gansett Press is a fake.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Fake
mean, what
what?
you told me today,
What part is fake? You still haven't shown anything that's fake? Nothing. You've not shown any receipts. You're just making accusations with nothing to back it up.
it makes a lot of sense, and I believe it. It's another piece in the puzzle that
That's what I wanted to say. It makes sense to you. That makes sense to you. Somebody tells you that he goes into the place and he riles them up, and then he goes out and acts all calm and he photographs the flag and tells the temperature and shit, and then goes inside and then starts shit, or the people start shit, or I don't know what is how do they act like they've never seen it before? Are they in on it too? And then you said that he's probably hiring people through Craigslist to say, oh, I've watched your channel. Really? You don't think that it's possible that somebody sees somebody filming outside of a post office and all the traffic that goes by, one of those people might say, hey, I've seen that guy before, I think. Let me ride by and say hi. You don't think that's possible at all? They have to pay people to come. So you make these fucking accusations. You don't have any receipts. Have you ever seen a Craigslist ad? And then you want to say he's doing it for clicks and views so that he can make money, and then give him shit because he's got merch. Give him shit because he's got a PayPal right here on your own channel, brother. Right on your own channel, you've got that shit. So what are you talking about?
that I knew there was something fake about his audits. I knew for a fact.
You didn't know
I thought
shit.
it was possibly paid actors.
I'm sorry, fraud troll. You wouldn't know a fact if it fucking whacked you in the face, man. Because I've not seen one single fact that you've dealt with here whatsoever, other than you spewing some shit and claiming it to be fact. Just like you just did there. I know for a fact. No, you don't.
Even the confrontation ones, the pepper spray one. But what you're saying makes a lot of sense.
Well, I think that about covers it for today. Frauditor Troll, I really appreciate you being on the channel and working with me on this.
Yeah, thanks so much, Kick, for having me. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll work together in the future. That's 100%.
Anytime, friend. As always, I ask you to have a great day, to be well, and be good to each other. Kick rocks.
So, Kick, I know you can do better than that, bro. I know you can do better than that. Let's look over here on your about. Look at here. What do we got? Oh, tips, socials, and merch. You wouldn't be doing videos for clicks, views, and to sell merch and stuff, would you? Surely you wouldn't do that now, would you? You wouldn't want to be monetized now, would you? Come on, man. You can do better than that. There's plenty of fucking people out there that are fucking up and making the community look bad. Well, you act like this community is some kind of an organized thing or something. Like, oh, well, I talked to the president of the auditors today and he said, it's like, really? Come on, man. So anyway, let's see. That type speculative stir is just that. Yes, it is. It is. And it's like the guy that was slandering Jeff Gray, who does nothing more than stand outside with a sign that says, God bless the homeless veterans. And this guy tried to make him look like a panhandler. Yeah, he got arrested for panhandling. You know what the problem with that was? He wasn't fucking panhandling. But that asshole didn't bother showing anything about that. He didn't want to, because why would you want to make these people look bad? Why do you hate freedom? That's what I want to know. Why the fuck do these people hate freedom? This guy that says, oh, I'm all for law. No, you're not. You're for fucking totalitarian. You don't know what law actually is. Law is to protect people. How in the fuck is a camera hurting anybody? You would want to have a law. See? This is what these people are. People that are so fearful of everything else in the world. They're afraid. They're afraid of every fucking thing. They're just scared. This is why they want to control everybody. They want everybody put inside of a box. They want everybody limited because they're scared. And fuck that. I'll take dangerous freedom over fucking safe imprisonment any fucking day of the week. That's just all there is, man. Now see, this is the whole thing. Yes, exactly. Watchdog. Yeah, exactly. And there are some, but this painting of a broad brush that they do this painting of a broad brush, and it's all over the place. We see the same thing being done when they talk about fucking cops. Not all cops are fucking assholes. I know some are my friends, but some are. Listen, one asshole is too many. Okay. And yes, you're right, ZXL. Panhandling is covered by the First Amendment. So there again, even if he was, but he wasn't. But that guy tried to make him out and actually went as far as to, with that broad brush, include photographs of panhandling veterans with signs asking for money and include Jeff Gray in that montage of photographs. That's deceptive. You know, we could just change it over and say, yeah, he's a serial killer and put him in a photo montage along with, John Wayne Gacy and Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer, and then show his picture and then some other mass murderer. Is what you can't do shit like that. It's just dishonest and it's low. It is the lowest of the low to do something like that. If you're going to put something out there, put it out there. That's great. Say, I have a source and here's some information. So to back up that source, because they want to remain silent, we went ahead and looked at some of his videos that he did where there was a confrontation. And we called those post offices to ask them, had the cameraman prior to the video come in and riled up the people? Now, if this is something that he does, surely out of calling at least just a couple of them, if not just a handful, you would find one or two that would be willing to say that happened, if indeed it happened. And then you could put it out there and say, yes, now it's exposed. But because Billy's cousin's best friend said some dumb shit doesn't make it fucking valid at all. It doesn't matter to me whether or not you trust this source. How do I know I can trust the source? You just told me you trusted NASA. So I know that you're not very good at figuring who's a good source. That right there, you blew it with that. So that's the, come on. So that's just, I wanted to make a video tonight. It wasn't to pick on Kick at all, because I like Kick and I know he's better than that. I surely hope he doesn't collaborate with this joker and do more like that. Because I like Kick. I've talked to Kick. I've been on panels with him before and shit, and we get along just great. But listen, I don't care who you are, man. You engage in this kind of deceptive shit, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to call it out. You can't just go making assumptions and shit like that and do exactly what you're claiming the other person to do when it's so obvious. That's called being a hypocrite. Okay. Hey, there's Ironton Auditor. He's here. But it's you can't just go, well, and I think, that guy looks like a guy I saw one time who was a child molester, and so there he probably is one. Yep, that's it. That guy's a child molester, and you start blowing shit out there. Next thing you know, you've got people that are retarded that listen to this and then believe it. And the next thing you know, you got a big fucking stupid rumor that's not true flying around. Why? Because somebody made an assumption about something based on their feelings of it. That's definitely not an intellectual way to operate. It just isn't. And I want to see you do better than that, Kick. I want to see you do much better than that. Because I started watching that, and it's just something that's been sticking in my craw with some of these other channels anyways. And I'm like, hold the fucking phone here. This is deceptive journalism at its finest. It absolutely is. And that piece of crap that y'all put out there today or yesterday or whenever it came out is exactly that. It is exactly that. It is absolute. It's nothing. It isn't even good enough to make it into Weekly World News. It's that flawed. Now, maybe it would make it into Weekly World News. Throw Bigfoot in there, you might have it. But no, we can't. So, and this is one of the things, because everybody wants to paint everybody under a broad brush. And I call people out when they try to cut in the auditing community when they want to say that about all cops. I'm like, no, you cannot say that. You cannot. There's a lot of points that can be made, a lot of things that we can talk about on that, but let's face it, it's in every type of a profession. Okay. Same thing with the auditing community. Okay. We've got people that have been out there and they start doing their audits, and one of their own crew will call the police anonymously to get a police interaction. That's horse shit. You got another guy that goes out there and tries to act like a ninja and dive behind garbage cans and shit like that. And of course, it's going to freak people out, man. And they're just doing it to get that reaction. That's not what auditing is, okay? So yeah, we do have some of those, and I would call those people frauditors, absolutely. But to go after like Amagansett Press, I've never seen him really have any kind of a heated problem. Very rarely, once in a while. But for the most part, it's pretty informative. And I look at it from a human standpoint of, I like to watch how people act. I like to watch people, how they act, because people are crazy. And when I see somebody will come up and say, don't film me. And it's like, you just stuck your face in my fucking camera and said, don't film me. Do you realize how stupid that is? Or the people that lose their fucking mind over somebody with a camera, never once noticing that there's anywhere between 7 to 24 fucking cameras in the ceiling and on the walls all around the place filming you at all times. But that's not a problem. You don't even know who's on the other end of that fucking camera. See, it's just the whole thing. And when I was trying to ask Kick, why would you fucking care? And the best answer he could come up with is, because it is written. Because someone wrote some shit down on a piece of paper is why. And that makes all the difference in the world. Never mind the fact that there's no loss, injury, or harm being committed or taking place. That doesn't matter. It is written. The wizard has signed it. And you must obey, or you shall go to the naughty place. Come on, man. So anyway, that's all I wanted to go over tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed. Like I said, Kick, I don't hate you. I just know you can do better. And when I see bushwhacker journalism, like I saw there, I'm going to call it out. I do the same thing with anything. And the science, you say I deny. I don't deny the science. I question the fucking science. And that's what seems to make some people mad. When you question it, they act like science is a thing. It's not. It's a process, man. He's happy. Well, yeah. Why would you be upset that the guy made money? Why would that? It sounds like petty jealousy to me. That sounds like a Marxist socialist mind would be upset at that. That's who would be upset about that. Had nothing to do with that. And if you try to make it that it was about, they're just trying to get clicks and views. Aren't you the one with the sensationalized fucking title? And then you never delivered on it. You said that Amagansett Press was exposed. It should have been Amagansett Press. Here's a bunch of slanderous opinions I have that I'm going to act like are fact. because some guy that I won't reveal told me this shit, and I didn't bother to verify any of it because subjectively I trust him. That's ridiculous. Find it odd that you can be called out for believing in flat earth is a theory and no different from any other creation myth or religious belief, and it has no bearing on. It's, look, I don't know why it makes people bent out of shape in the first fucking place. That's what I don't understand. How dare you say that my senses are right? Don't you know that you don't feel those things because of math? You don't feel yourself spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and going around the sun 88 times the speed of sound while traveling at 500,000 miles perpendicular to that orbit. You don't feel that because of math. Okay? And don't you forget it. And if you deny it, well, that just means that you're stupid. You see, you don't feel those things because of math. Right? Because that's the logical way to look at things, right? Or we can determine, let's use that same methodology. So I look up and all the things I see in the sky are round. Cool. So let me see if I can determine the shape of my floor. Well, all the lights in my ceiling are round. So that means that my floor must be round too. There you go. Figured it out. I thought all this time my floor was a flat and level plane, but turns out by looking at my light, I found out that it's a ball. It's a fucking ball. I don't know that, and I don't sense it because of math. You see? Aristophanes may not have even existed. He didn't even show up into a fucking textbooks until, oh, Jesus Christ, and nobody wrote about him. Here's the thing, too. I can show you Aristophanes' experiment on my kitchen floor with a flashlight. Does that mean my floor is a fucking ball? Nope. Not at all. Based again on assumptions. But what I do find interesting is that subject does really piss people off. And I just don't understand why. If you believe you live on a spinning, wobbling space testicle that's like flying around through a void, never ending, that's your own fucking insanity. You go ahead and have that. I don't care. It makes no bearing on me. That isn't a crocheted sweater. You're absolutely right. It's not. You are absolutely right. I did not buy this at a surf shop. I actually bought this in a little store in New Mexico. Let's see. What's the strain? We're doing Gelato 33 there tonight, Larry. Gelato 33. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah. That's what we do here. That's what we do here in the Good Ship Lollipop. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming. And not going to do a big long stream tonight. I'm just and don't feel picked on keeping it criminal. Don't feel picked on, Kick. I'm not. It's not just you. There's other channels like that. Frauditor Troll's one of them. There's another one. There's several of them, and I'm watching them do this kind of biased shit. People that want to debunk the flat Earth too. They just they don't have anything, so that's all they have is ad hominem. You see, that's the only thing. It is very evil. It is very evil, Ironton. You know, so what the only thing they have is ad hominem. Very rarely will any of them actually debate. They're incapable of debating because of the fact that they get angry very quickly because you won't believe their stupid fantasy. And when you really look at it, it is a stupid fantasy. You don't feel it though because of math. Don't forget that. Anyways, so like we always say, Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey. See a doctor and get rid of it. Y'all Merry Christmas. We'll be doing some more shit for New Year's here too. So good night.